Welcome to Messy Monday. Hey, Virtuous Woman TV, what's up? So, I figured today I saw something interesting. It was yesterday actually on this channel. I think it's called what's the name of that channel? It's Sister George and Concrete Rose. They had Zoe Williams as a special guest. So, I hope you all can hear me. But they had Zoe Williams on as a special guest yesterday. I'm not going to lie, like I watch that channel all the time because I think the channel is called The Breakdown. And they were trolling the hell out of Zoe. Their audience was so rude and immature. I could not believe. Because I imagine if they invited Zoe Williams on their show, then they must resonate with what he talks about in his books. Because if you're not familiar with Zoe Williams, a lot of people know, The Breakdown, thank you. A lot of people know him from the 5150 show, which is Corey Holcomb's show they do every Tuesday night. And that's a silly show, but Zoe kind of brings that balance. He's an author. I know him from 5150 and also his book, The Relationship Dismount. I could play some of it for you so you can see it. But they troll. It was Mr. Fantastic was over there, Jessica X. I saw Jerome Whiteside. It was cool, but they were just so immature and trolling Zoe. He didn't seem to let it bother him, but he did mention it on his podcast today. So I'll see. Let me find it and I'll play a little of it. And then I'll put the link in a few moments and then we can talk about whatever's been going on in YouTube. I didn't really see a lot interesting this weekend. But so you can you may be familiar with him. Let's see. But it was interesting. Just to let you all know, I'm a very introspective person. I like a deep thought. I'm kind of cerebral, so I resonate with Zoe Williams. Just learning about yourself and growing and evolving. Yeah, he mentioned it today on his podcast because they were just being some jerks. So, I mean, they were doing the most. Let me move my reminders. They sync with my computer. Hold on. So, let me.
Grammar means writing, whole writing. So what that's basically saying, partner, the motorcycle. But what that's basically saying is, regardless of the mask you wear, regardless of you putting on your you putting your best foot forward, or your best behavior forward, regardless of all of that, your whole story is written all over.
I don't know if you can read the comments.
Your genetic story, your Lighthouse is saying, just like Carl Jung,
like right here, Force of the Jedi is strong.
Your unconscious.
He talk about shadow
have all
work.
these traumas and all of this baggage. It's more of
I imagine you would like him because I noticed with a lot of your content, you seem very introspective and you don't seem like a surface level person like some people are, but I don't know if he could read the chat because they were.
It details basically how you can take steps to overcome that, or how you need to ensure that you address that.
So,
and let's act like we have some decorum. So you guys are welcome to join the panel and ask a few questions, but just make sure that you're respectful of the guests when you come on.
I came in toward the end of the show, so let me.
You're no longer in that relationship because of whatever reason it ended, but you'll attract someone based on that current level of consciousness at that time. So, if we look at our partners as kind of a reflection of who we are, and we're
like Mr. Fantastic got up there. Yeah, check him out. I think you'll like him. Mr. Fantastic got on the panel and he was asking him about his fight he had with Corey Holcomb. I don't know if you're familiar with Corey Holcomb, but him and Corey had a falling out over some money. They were so immature. I couldn't believe it. Jerome was cool, but it was maybe a few people that weren't being immature, but the rest of them, I'm like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not familiar with the breakdown like that. I've subscribed, but I don't always get a chance to watch, honestly. You know, you subscribe to so many people, and these days I try not to be on YouTube as much. But I couldn't believe the comments over here. And Fantastic gonna ask him about the fight with Corey when they weren't even talking about it. Even Jessica X, I know those two are good buddies, but I'm gonna put the link if you want to come up. If anyone wants to come up, because I was like, those people are so idiotic over here. So I don't know if I'll be back on this channel. This is how people behave over there, because it was rude actually to him. It seemed like he might have been able to actually see the comments, because he did mention, unless he went back and watched it, because they were just so stupid. Especially that Mr. Fantastic guy. Someone in the comments mentioned he had 2 failed marriages. I didn't know he's been married twice too, like Kevin Samuels. But I tell you, gotta love YouTube. So if y'all have anything interesting you want to talk about, I know this past weekend I was getting a lot of hits on some of my Kevin Samuels videos. I think since, what's the lady name? A Spiritual Whistleblower. And all the stuff with Kevin being a bum and not paying child support. I think that's kind of making people search Kevin Samuels or something. What's up, Queen of the South? Yes, they were very tacky to ask about Corey Holcomb when they weren't even talking about Corey. And I don't know if y'all saw what happened with Corey and Zoe, but if I were Zoe, I probably would forgive Corey, but what he said was so foul, saying he the weakest link. And to me, Corey just projects. He's such a nasty person. Like, I understand people like, oh, he's a comedian, but that doesn't give you the right to talk to his, I don't know if you call him his staff or his colleagues like that, but he's rude to everyone. He's always rude to Darlene. And yeah, they were so rude. I have his book, The Relationship Dismount, on Audible, and I really like it. It kind of, like he was saying on the show, is better whenever you have issues. And I think you mentioned it too, VWTV, about looking inward. I watched your video about the young girls, and it made me sad, because I have a daughter is thinking that she's about to go out in the world, and knowing I can't protect her from all the pain that she's going to experience in life. But I know we all have to learn our lessons, and we grow from those lessons. But those people over there, I like to have fun. I like to clown, but they were just talking about, Mr. Fantastic kept saying, oh, Zoe was saying the word salad. And one of them did make me laugh. Somebody's talking about Zoe take the hat off and fight, because when Zoe had an issue with Aries Spears, but Aries Spears kept touching him. And I feel like Corey should have handled that. Corey really should have stepped in and told Aries to stop. I remember watching that live. So, oh well. Like Queen says, Zoe is a real author and personality. He has been around for many years. I didn't know he did spoken word. I'm going to check that out, see if I can find it, because I'm starting to get into spoken word. Yes, definitely check it out. Because the song I was playing on the intro is called Love's Withdrawal by Eric Roberson, and Omari Hardwick is on the song. It's a long song, but he reads a poem, and it's very dope. So I've maybe seen a few episodes of Power, but I like Omari's poetry for sure. Please do. I mean, those comments are long. Just, wow, really? Oh, okay, that's dope, Queen. Yeah, Zoe, he's dope. I know a lot of people try to make fun of him, like, because y'all remember when Tommy Sotomayor, I can't talk tonight. Tommy Sotomayor was saying that, oh, Zoe Williams is broke. He gave him a ride to pick up his daughter. It's like, Tommy is such a nasty person. And I think Zoe, I don't believe Zoe is broke. I don't believe he's broke. Now I know he lives out on West Coast in Los Angeles area, and it's so expensive to live out there. I imagine people never leave their parents' home that live out there. It's so expensive. Oh, that's cool, Queen. I'm going to see if I can find some of that content on YouTube. I hope somebody posted it, because I would love to see that. But I know Zoe is not broke. All that he does, and he has a lot of supporters, and he has a lot of business ventures. He's not just some dusty. And I respect him because he's not like a Kevin Samuels type. He doesn't just drag Black women or just, nobody's perfect, right? But it just seems like Kevin gets a life from dragging people and all their flaws and maybe bad decisions they have made in the past. So now I do agree with Spiritual Whistleblower. Kevin Samuels is definitely a textbook narcissist. And I'm really starting to see that a lot of men, I think maybe men in general just have a lot of narcissistic traits in them. But Kevin, for sure, he just sits up there on his pedestal. I don't know if I said pedestal, but he just sits up there and drags people and they just eat that crap up. So have you all seen anything interesting in the sector of Black YouTube, or do you all want me to play some of that? I don't know if the breakdown get mad. Some of these channels like to flag. But it was a good interview. He really talks about like how every relationship, people you interact with, you learn from those, and those help you to grow, and those help you, even things that trigger you, it helps you to grow. And we always growing into our higher selves, right? And like learning to die to our ego. So if you're into that kind of stuff, Zoe is definitely your dude. Okay, I'll play it. Spiritual Whistleblower just exposed another scammer. Oh, you gotta tell me who it is, Queen. Okay, I'm gonna play. I'll let it play. Like I said, I think I came in toward the last hour, perhaps, but what really bothered me was Mr. Fantastic. I thought he was a true jerk. So let's see. I'm gonna share my screen again.
Denoted by the positive symbol, and a feminine side denoted by the minus symbol.
Oh Lord, I gotta
Before
get into
it was
this
called
now.
feminine, it was called neutral. Ask yourself, where does all of the power in the battery originate from?
And let me know if you ladies.
It originates from the feminine side.
Oh.
All the masculine side does is direct the energy, which goes back to the concept when you got a woman praying and believing on you and standing behind you. Once you get in order, logical, linear man, you can't be out of order and expect her to pour her energy into you to help you manifest.
Yes,
Mother, material, matter, manifest, all come from the same root. The ancient African knew this. When you talk, water is always symbolized by females. You go back to ancient Kemet. And of course, there are some water male deities, like in Ifa called Olokun, who's at the deepest part of the water where no light gets to. But Yemeya controls the ocean, his daughter. When you go back to ancient Kemet, they said everything came from the primordial chaotic waters of Noon.
Queen, that's crazy.
So a thing, in order to be called a thing, must be linear and logical,
great friends,
which is masculine. Men are builders and constructors. Women are creators. When women get behind men who have an order within themselves, they can blossom and grow and build.
Right.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I know. I love it. And I must tell you that most of our audience is like 89% male. So they may push back on what you're saying, but it makes perfect sense to me. Did we have anybody that had any questions, Danny?
Well, you just got to read a little bit. That's all. Just read a little bit.
We're getting a lot of pushback in the audience, but not a lot of participants who actually want to come up and expound on their own points. And so the link is definitely in the chat. If you guys want to expound or have any questions for Zoe, the link is definitely in the chat. I will drop it again.
I'm going to pause it for a moment. Yeah, they've been exposing Michaela Pink before she even became kind of popular on YouTube. You could tell she was always shading Shira. I don't know. You think Shira intuitively would know that she's really not her friend. but she was always very rude. To me, she was like, you know how you have a friend that's shading you, not directly, but she would throw those little subliminals at her strong chin self. Yeah, Michaela, mm, and claim. I know when she got her body done, she got something done to her body. She was looking so sloppy. And so, okay, let me go back. So you're saying that she is a female pimp. Oh my. Wow. What do y'all ladies think about women like these level of gurus like Shira, Michaela? I feel like I feel like Chloe does have good intent by her content because she even talks about doing shadow work and bettering yourself. But I just don't believe a lot of them, like Shira. Okay, well, I know just because you're married doesn't mean you're not dating or whatever, but like you be on live stream 5 hours. When are you having time to go out in the field and do this work? Like, do y'all think they just telling people what they want to hear to get their money? So you said she was like that one guy, he was on the movie Life, he was Bernie Mac girlfriend. I can't remember who that was, but she have a strong chin. She remind me of Jay Leno. So I haven't watched her in a while because I don't like Michaela. I think she just, her attitude so nasty. I cannot with her. I can't with her. I like to say at least Shira is pleasant. I do like Shira. I do. I don't, do you all follow her advice? Like, this is my conflict, or yeah, I would say conflict. She teaches, learning about law of attraction, right? Loving yourself. Okay, if you believe in the law of attraction, why do I have to settle to marry a man that's old and wealthy? Why can't I have a man who's handsome and wealthy? Like, it's like she's teaching people to settle. And that's, to me, is conflicting because if you believe in that you can manifest and have the desires of your heart, why would you have to be with like, I mean, that's works for her. I get it, but what happened to love? Like, is that not a thing? Is that just some fairy tale? Yeah, Michaela was always bad news. Were y'all ever in that Facebook group they had? I don't know if they still have. I was in it when it was free. I wasn't paying no money being in one group with them. Okay. Oh well, that's fair. Shira says she's lazy and she wanted the wanted the most for the least, so she married an old man. She's very nice. I can appreciate her honesty. A virtuous woman says name Miguel Nunez. Okay, let me go look now. Let me go look now. I haven't seen him in a while. I remember he was on that show. Y'all remember that show Sparks and Sparks? Joanna Man. Let's see. I'm searching on my phone. She does look like him. That's funny. She really does look like him. You never joined Queen. Yeah, it was. I remember being in there, just women sharing memes, like clown and pick memes. That's what I understand. Like, if you're not a pick me, okay, but why are they just, to me, they were being like bullies. Yeah, she looked exactly like Miguel Nunez. She got it. He might look better, actually. He might look better. Yeah, I'm not paying for that. Now they had good resources, like good books. Like I learned about Reverend Ike in that group. All kind of good books in there. I'll give them that. And I think at Shira's core, just teaching women to focus on themselves and love themselves is such a valuable message because so many women, especially mothers, they put everybody else before them. So that's such a powerful message. If just learning that alone is so powerful. So I'm forever grateful for Shira for that. I do like Shira. I do. Don't get me wrong. I just kind of wonder sometimes. Has Zoe spoken yet? You want to hear Zoe, Mark? I'll play it shortly. We were playing some of it. She does like Joanna. She's cold. She's a true bitch. Read WTV. She really is. She's nasty. I don't know if her and Shira are still friends, but she was shading Shira. So I don't have any love for Michaela Pink. I think they on that site we were talking about VWTV. I think they had her government name. They had to, right? Because they had found the mugshot. Man, that site. So those women over there could work for CIA, NSA, FBI. Those women will find it over there. So they make me laugh. I'll go back to playing some more of Zoe.
And for you guys, but we do have Brother Roger report on the panel. Brother Roger, what did you have for Mr. Zoe?
Well, how's everybody doing?
What's up, family?
Great.
How you doing?
Oh, doing great. The one to hear a little bit of kind of an explanation on when you were saying something about pain. Because my question is, how much pain is a person supposed to put up with? Because now, this my opinion is a lot of these problems naturally. Wow.
No, I hear you. How much pain is a person
Okay.
supposed to put up with? I heard.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the problems in the Black community is that a lot of Black men won't break up with a Black woman. You know, it's like we train to just sit there and take it no matter what they do, which leads to a lot of problems, in my opinion.
Right. There's a great.
Do you ladies agree with that? Do y'all agree with that? That Black men are trained to not break up with Black women and stay in an unfulfilling relationship? I don't know no man that does that. I'm gonna keep playing it, but y'all let me know what y'all think about that comment.
Book called The Man Not by a professor who used to be down at Texas A&M. The book is called The Man Not by Dr. Tommy Curry, who talks about how in society people expect men, in particular Black men, to be invulnerable to pain. This is why slave masters treated Black men in the way that they did. However, the pain you endure is directly proportionate to the self-work you've completed. We sit back and expect pain to end. Well, guess what? That indicator in your car that says you need to change your oil is not going to go off until you change your oil. Until we change. Until we grow up spiritually, psychologically, intellectually. Until we change. I'll go back to the great philosopher Krishnamurti. He says, the enemy is you. Until you take ownership of the experience you're having, you're going to feel that pain. Because that pain is an indicator that you have work to do.
I'm gonna pause it, but listen, Zoe was spitting facts. Brother Zoe Williams was spitting facts. Like in this life, a lot of people love to project and focus on others, but listen, Zoe is that dude. So I'm gonna keep playing it. Yes, LSA is a whole mess, but I think those people work for NSA over there. They will find you. Even when you think you cannot be found, they will find you.
Many men think, let me explain something to you. You have a type of father out there that's called the emotionless provider. He thinks by doing his job and keeping the lights on and keeping a shirt on your back and shoes on your feet and backpacks and cell phones, that he's a good father. But he has no emotional connectivity to his child. I take care of you, don't I? But what about you? I want to know who you are. I want to connect to my father as a being, as a purpose, as a person. So there's a difference between doing and being. We're human beings, not human doing. What are you saying? So oftentimes men get caught up in doing things for women, thinking that's enough. But they'd rather connect to your being. If a man is fully God realized and connected to his being, I guarantee you his woman won't demand so much doing. At the end of the day, I'm here for something, brother. Do something. Well, how many times has she been in the presence of a man being?
I'm gonna pause for a moment, but yes, VWTV, you say you went over there and look. I know, right? They something else over there. And he is the queen of the South. And most of the men around here are very shallow. If you all just read these comments they would leave, I couldn't believe it because I'm assuming, like I said, I don't watch the breakdown a lot. This is probably my first time ever really tuning into the breakdown. I've been subscribed, but never really tuned in. When I saw Zoe, I was like, let me click on this. And they were just joking, including that pixelated pick me, Jessica X. They were just trying to make jokes, and that's why I'm like, why would they even invite Zoe on the show if they know their audience doesn't resonate? Like, they're a very low vibrational audience over there. They were just trying to be funny, and they were just corny. Mark G, I agree. He's a philosopher. So I, Burma Bush, we expected to just accept toxic behavior, just deal with it. But when we reject back, no, who told you that, I, Burma Bush? That's such a defeatist attitude. Who told you you have to accept toxic behavior? Queen of the South says they act like they don't know how to act without chicken wings. Yeah, they're so simple, and it's so sad. Even like Corey Holcomb, I don't even know how Zoe put up with Corey Holcomb for that long. He's very low vibrational too. I get he's successful as far as, you know, being a successful comedian, being in films, but he is very low vibrational. They are very childish. Black woman, sister, and welcome. Yes. I would like Burma Bush to expand upon what he's saying. I'm gonna go back to playing some more of the stream. Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering about, I'm sorry you experienced that, Burma Bush, but no one said you have to accept that. You have to, why would you accept toxic behavior? Yep, Black Woman Sisterhood, that is. Zoe Williams from the 5150 show. All right, so I'm gonna go back to play it because it was really good. It was very insightful. Like I said, I like stuff like that because I like learning about myself and, you know, learning about what triggers me so I can, I guess, level up, if you will, you know, grow from that and not always just stay in that state of just being triggered and fear. So I'm gonna continue.
Well, that's interesting.
I do. Shout out to David Johnson. David says, let's talk about what everybody wants to know. Zoe, how much publicity and money did Corey get from all that Aries Spears promotion?
What? What was the question?
And he says, how much publicity and money did Corey get from all that Aries Spears promotion?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a question for me. I don't know.
So
he handled himself well, even though they were trying to be messy. I'm like, let me stop. Let me go back and play.
We have Mr. Fantastic on the panel. Mr. Fantastic, welcome.
Roger Dunn, did he get the answer to his question? I know he was.
Ooh, let's speak on that for a moment. Yes, Queen, they are very low vibrational. And like Mark G said, relationships are reflections within ourselves, just reflecting back to you. So that really hurts a lot of people. That's very triggering for a lot of people to hear, but it's so true because you can't get any like deeper than that, right? That's such a great classroom. Like relationships are such a great classroom to learn and grow from. I know they had to be embarrassed. That's why I'm like, that's why I was kind of like, why was Zoe go on this show if these how this audience behaves? Because they were just, they were just disgusting. I didn't want to get timed out, so I was not trying to be rude, but that audience was, ugh. You said VWTV say answered the question. Yeah, it was dumb because they weren't even talking about Corey. Why are they even mentioning that? We know why they mentioned that, to be messy. So they love drama. They live for that. They live for drama.
I think the answer was, I don't know.
Oh, no, not that. The gentleman who asked the question on the panel.
No, I think, it was close enough to what I think. Honestly, if you're in a relationship and you got pain going on, to me, that's an indicator you need to change your relationship. Somebody needs to be cut off at that point. Why would you sit there and go through it? That's how I'm looking at it. So,
and that's fair. That's fair. And people do things based off of the environment they were reared in. So if you got a family who says, hey, if you feel pain, leave. Because psychologists, sociologists, clinicians, they all say the same thing. We model the conflict resolution model of our family. So if our family is saying, hey, feeling pain, get up out of here, that's going to be your style. But that's not what I'm talking about. See, you can get up out of there and get into something else later on, and that pain is going to pick right back up. It's about resolution as opposed to just management. And this is why I said earlier, most people are relationship dropouts. Once the going gets tough, psychologically, they're ready to drop out.
Oh, okay, that's not kind of what I was saying. Because my thing is like, if you're going through a situation, you try to resolve your situation. If a person shows you they're not going to resolve the situation, you can't work with that person. You know what I'm saying? You offer them a chance to do whatever needs to be done based on whatever's going on. They're either going to take that off or they're not going to take that off. If you show me you're not going to take that off, I can't work with you.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Again, what you're doing is putting the onus on the partner, which is a low-key form of blame. We're talking spiritual. We're not talking superficial. It's claim over blame. So again, you can't offer your partner something to fix the relationship. See, we think that's what it is. I offered you this and you didn't take it. So I'm out because you're causing me pain. You replace the partner, but not the trigger.
Oh shit. He said you replaced the partner, but not the trigger. Where's my bullhorn? Like, what's Solo TV 84 had that Don DeMarco? I need to play with Don DeMarco right now.
Find out what triggers the pain. That's an internal process, brother, not an external one.
No, I get what you say, but I'm gonna say, for example, I was with a young lady. Her issue was money, right?
Right.
Okay. In order for me to resolve that situation, was gonna take me more time than she was willing to give. So since she let me know clearly, I wasn't gonna have enough money for her.
These men. Well, BWTV, you say you a dropout, you run. Yeah, I feel you. I be feeling that sometimes too. Like, F this. And like Queen of the South said, these men, they are not spiritual at all. But check this out. They're not spiritual, but they want to be leaders. They call themselves high value men, but they don't even know themselves. Like, what jokes. Joe was giving them life jewels. He really was. And Queen said, Solo keeps talking about Tony TKO. Oh, wow. I don't know why. I guess that gives him some views. But I know a lot of people felt like she was so excited when a spiritual whistleblower dropped that dime about Kevin Samuel's ex-wife coming out. Yeah, they're very low vibrational. They just think money over everything. And I was being nosy. I think I told you I love AMS voice. I like that little country Alabama accent, but whatever. I'm from the South too, so some video he uploaded talking about how to be a better lover, basically. And I'm like, oh my God, these people listen to him. He low vibrational too. But let's continue, shall we?
Right now, my thing was like, okay, well, you can just go and be with somebody else at the end of the day because you want something I ain't ready to give you right now. You don't have to wait for what you're looking for.
And I'm glad you gave me that example because it goes back to what I just said. A very superficial example. Money. Listen, money is linear in America. If you put the time, energy, and effort into any endeavor or project, you should be able to make some money. This is what Malcolm Gladwell spoke about in his Outlier book when he says, anything you put 10,000 hours of effort, study, research into, it makes you a professional or an expert at it. That's superficial. You put the time and energy into making some money, you're going to make some damn money.
Even this lady named I'm an Aries Queen Bee said, this is going to be a train wreck because these men are not deep. Yeah. Sola loves older Black women? Oh, goodness. That's funny, BWTV. Said Tanya was excited to get back on. She's been flipping since she Wow, I didn't know that. Like I remember when Tommy was clowning her. I know she used to say so my knockouts. But yeah, I remember when she was living in her car or something like that. That was years ago. I didn't know Tanya has that big of an audience. Solo is gross. You know he in the Midwest. He in Minneapolis, that area. Like nobody checking for him. Tony has a subs without a viewership. Yeah, this YouTube game, it seems like it's not for the weak because, I know I'm guilty. You sub to a channel, but you may not necessarily come back and watch. Or like if you sub in all these channels, you only have so many hours in a day to watch. Yeah, Tanya been around for a minute. She really has. But yeah, Eric said it best. Like these guys are not deep at all. I'm gonna place excuse me, I cannot talk tonight. I'm gonna paste the link if y'all want to come up and chat. I know, yeah, with her being a YouTube OG, she may have purchased them. Y'all remember, y'all know that Vibe show? I know he for a fact he purchased his a lot of his subs. And he used to call black women hyenas and stuff like that. Do that ratchet weekly, and now he try to act like he's so about Africa. What a joke. What a joke. But I'm glad that Tanya is doing better because these men love
And
to
if
see
she
women
gotta
doing
go
bad.
because she doesn't have the patience for you to build something, then she gotta go. But that also speaks to her level of immaturity. That caused you pain. Actually, you dodged a bullet. She showed you who she was and what she was there for. She wasn't there for you. She was there for what you could provide. There are women out there who date providers because they can provide. This is why I oftentimes ask women, can you name 5 currencies in a fully developed man that have nothing to do with the currency in his wallet?
That's deep.
Okay. Well, yeah, she didn't put me through any pain because I'm not one of those people that's gonna go through pain with you. At the end of the day, she gave me and once I talked to her, I saw where the problem was coming from. The problem was a financial situation.
And that speaks to, I think that comment he made, that speaks to a lot of vanity, like with this high value talk, like these women that and men that are so into this high value. Of course, you want your partner to. No one wants like someone living in a tent, but it just seems like with all the conversations around a high value, that they don't care about your morals, your ethics, your values, certain characteristics. It's all about money, and to me, money is not the most important. You can make money. Money's currency. That's easy to make. But if a man just have money, but he's like Dr. Dre and you knocking you out, giving you 2 pieces left and right, like is that cool? Just because he have money, he can knock you out every day? That's crazy.
That I could not solve in that position in her time frame. So I gave her the door. You won't be satisfied until I get there, so you can just boot. You know what I'm saying? That was, to me, that was an easy call.
Yeah, and it is an easy call, absolutely. But you have been through pain in your relationships. All I got to do is ask you about your family.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not gonna say no pain has ever existed. Period. I come from pretty good families though, so but I mean everybody go through something at the end of the day.
But that's the point. That's the point, and everybody will go through something outside of their familial relationships. Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, and if you all are just joining us, we're kind of reviewing this live stream. The Breakdown Presents did. It was a conversation with Zoe Williams. And we can talk about whatever, but this was I found this to be very impactful. Like I have a lot of love and respect for Zoe Williams because he's definitely had a positive impact on my life for sure with his book, The Relationship Dismount, and just his content here on YouTube is very valuable and it's free. Now, Chrissy, I've tried to watch Chrissy, but to me that y'all can tell me what y'all think about her. That dark skin, woe is me, and I'm a dark skinned woman. I just think it's pathetic, and I don't want to hear that. So I don't resonate with that. Let's see, Voodoo Villains is saying Archer. Who is that, Voodoo? Who is Archer? Who you talking about? I don't know who you talking about, girl. But a lot of us don't come from a good family, to be honest, in the Black communities. That's why I understand some of these men be like, she gotta have two parents. Like, are you kidding me? Or they be like, and a lot of Black people don't come from traditional families like that. It doesn't mean that they're not a good person, or we all here to evolve and grow. I have to check that out, Queen, because that dark skin stuff. I know Deborah Cooper has spoken on like dark skin never stopped a woman from getting a man. Like men, like all different types of women, big, little, short, tall, dark, all kind of colors. So I think she kind of, well, I guess any content or anybody, right, speaking to the pain point of being darker skin, the people, I guess, that feel like it's a, who is Archer? Who is that? Archer ain't shit. Does not come. I don't know who Archer is. Chrissy's Archer. Y'all, I'm played it. Y'all fill me in.
Who you become after that?
Interesting point. We got a super chat from Dorian Nance. Dorian says, Zoe, do women want 50-50? My wife hasn't been respecting me ever since we got married. Wow. That's an interesting question.
This is you married somebody that doesn't respect you?
That's stupid.
You said after you guys got married, she stopped respecting you. And I'm not trying to be funny. What I'm trying to say is, I don't believe
it's somebody
that the disrespect started after you got married. I believe that the seeds of that disrespect had been there. Again, most people are dating and marrying outcomes. They're not dating or marrying people. I'm dating an outcome. Whether that outcome is to shield me from my hurt, what I need to do, whether that outcome is financial, I don't want to be broke. Most people are dating outcomes. And when you don't provide the outcome that most people are looking for, relationship obsolescence sets in.
Speak on it. What's that sound solo you've done, DeMarco? Speak on it, Zoe. Zoe is a real one. I love an introspective man. Like, clone Zoe. I'll live happily ever after. Clone Zoe, Eric Roberson. I marry a man like those men. I'll be so happy. Welcome, Candake. You said Chrissy's the worst. Yeah, I don't want to hear the dark skin woe is me. Like, it's just so, I don't like defeatist attitudes. Zoe's a gorgeous Pookie. He is handsome, but I don't think he's a Pookie. And I don't think he's a Pookie. I'm gonna continue playing y'all shy tonight. Y'all just, I guess we watching this, right? So I'll play this.
If a woman is disrespecting you that claims to be your helpmate and wife, then the question becomes, how can you make her respect you? This is not a trick question.
Hold on, let me pause. I'm sorry, I'm on my Lennon Arnold. 1 second. When did Jessica X sleep? She's always, when does she sleep? She's always on somebody's live. Like, this chick does not sleep. And what Zoe mentioned about the marriage, like the guy trying to say his wife just flipped the script and started disrespecting him. I'm gonna ask y'all, do y'all know happily married people? Because I know some, but that's not in the majority. It just seems like women, a lot of us get married to get the checklist, like, okay, let me get married before 30, let me start having my kids. Like, they marry men that they're not happy with. Black women, sister, I hate pick me because, yeah, pixelated pick me. And I try not to have a hatred for people, but I say she, I don't know if I find her triggering, but she's just, I like, does she even believe what she be talking about?
Let me ask you this though, and then I'm gonna.
No.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not rhetorical. This is for the
Oh.
brother.
Oh.
How do you make your wife respect you?
Yes, Dorian, how do you make your wife respect you? To the men in the chat, how do you make women respect you? And I think that's an excellent question, because a lot of people, especially men don't look at themselves as they're their own first line of respect. People treat you how you allow them to treat you. You choose what you're going to take off a person. You choose what you open up with people. Especially when it comes to bad behavior and not getting what you want out of relationships. So I think that's an excellent point.
When did relationships? Go ahead, brother.
Okay, my bad. I was just gonna say I think that was what I was just saying about a lot of black men don't know how to leave a relationship. We're convinced we need to stay in there no matter what. I think that question was like an indicator of that. You know, like we don't know how to just leave. You know, if you're going through a bunch of stuff, why? Life is too short for all that. At least for me.
I totally understand. But I need everybody to understand in this chat and on this call. Relationship is not the wishing well, where your partner gives you what you want. Somebody told us our partner in this relationship is the wishing well. No. Relationships are designed to give you what you need, not.
He said a word right there when he said relationships are designed to give you what you need. Man, that was so powerful what he said. And y'all see these comments these idiots were leaving while this man is spitting real ish. Ugh. Man. Voodoo Villain says that Jessica X is trying to take over the Level Up community. I don't know how. If they listen to her, if they follow her, they're gonna need a psychiatrist, a psychotherapist. They're gonna need everything because she just panders to these men. I subscribed just to kind of. I can't watch this woman. I really can't. But her chat is just full of these low vibrational men.
What you want. You have to cultivate what you want by working on self. Too many people come in with this expectation that they're going to make it all better. That's not how this works.
You see that? Trolling. So he asked him, so he started hitting her.
Okay.
So Dorian Nance, I'm sorry, we got another super chat through Dorian Nance. I'm assuming you're trolling. Thank you for the $5. Of course, we're not going to endorse you hitting a woman or hitting anyone or any kind of violence.
What's that, Black woman sisterhood? So you're saying, my question is, why does the narrative change so much? 1 minute, Black women leave too often, according to Kevin Samuels, but now is that they don't leave quick enough. Is he saying that Black woman sisterhood? Is he saying Black women don't leave quick enough?
Violence, but thank you for the super chat, Snow. We do have Mr. Fantastic who's joined the panel. Is that who's next, Danny?
Yes.
What you got, Mr. Fantastic? What's going on with you?
Goofy ass dude.
Well, hi, ladies. Thank you for inviting me to your panel.
I love when you use the white voice. Go ahead.
You code switching?
George. I learned it from you. What's up, Joe, man? What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
You got it, fam. Hey, man. So, yeah, man, I didn't know you were so deep into the metaphysical and spirituality aspect of it. But, you know, with the recent situation you had, how do you apply that to yourself? Because, you know, I know you've seen thousands of different renditions, especially if a lot of them came from this sector, about your long-term relationship with, you know, I don't know if you still, well, I guess that would be a great question. What if it's cool, what's your outlook between you and Corey? You guys still friends? You tight? You just, you know, brothers on your own way, or you just don't want to discuss that?
Well, what's interesting, to be quite frank with you, I told the sisters that I wasn't going to talk about that situation because we want to talk about my books. But since you
Okay,
asked,
cool.
no. But since you asked, I mean, I'm not gonna run away from the question. Me and the brother have talked several times, you know, and we're good.
Y'all see Jessica.
We're
X
good.
Great.
hyping
And like I
him
said,
up.
because I know
So
you, he actually showed the thing where you guys, gave him some recompense financially in a state. So like I said, just curious. Like I said, you guys have been a staple of Black brotherhood.
I'm gonna pause that for a moment to address Black women's sister. So you're not saying him that fellas give different messages. You know, the men are so interesting. You know how they love to say, well, you chose him. Y'all choose wrong. Like, yeah, it's exactly stirring the pot. This show is not about Corey Holcomb. This show is about his books and like relationships. But as you can see, Jessica and all these other idiots hyping him up in the comments to be messy and just be a distraction and take the focus off the topic that's at hand. And what we need to speak about these men talking about you chose wrong. You chose they kill me with that.
For quite a while. How long
Right.
you guys been doing that show? At least like 10 years or so?
At least, yeah. At least.
Yeah, 10. So that's good to see that you guys are still on the same page. So with that being said, how do you work your philosophy into
Like
your
said,
own,
fantastic,
I guess,
act like a kid.
interpersonal relationships when it comes to respect and people valuing your energy, your input, your insight, and your experience?
For me, I always go back to claim over blame. What am I doing? What could I have done? What am I saying that's being misconstrued? In the study of neurolinguistic programming, anybody ever heard of NLP? Have anybody in here heard of NLP?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. In the study of NLP, what they say is when there is a breakdown in communication, it's not the person you're communicating with's fault. It's because you lack rapport. So you have to go back and find ways to build rapport. In other words, better ways to communicate your perspective. What did you leave out? What did you take out of context? What did you not hear? Right? And are you avoidant? Are you competitive? Are you combative?
Okay, thank you all who are just joining. We are reviewing, I guess you can call it a review of the breakdowns, conversation with Zoe Williams. It was a very impactful, well, at least to me, very insightful conversation. And what stood out to me was more so the audience was trolling Zoe Williams. They were very rude, disrespectful. They're very low vibrational. So we're really just kind of reviewing this audience and the conversation. It was a good conversation. Queen say they never choose their baby mamas and ex. Yeah, they never choose them. They're always trapped. But they act like, and this kind of goes into what Zoe's saying. You get what you need at the time. So if you get with someone, like say even you marry them, can you predict every behavior, everything they're gonna do? Life doesn't work like that. People die, people evolve, all kind of things happen. So they act like, oh, you meet a guy at the library at your college, right? That he's just gonna be this, he's gonna be the same person forever. There's so many variables that go into a relationship, but they always like, you chose wrong. Like Black Women's Sisterhood says, but they claim they love Black men so much, yet they support him being messy with another Black man. Girl, that is a great point. He's trying to give Black women constructive advice. You're so right. That's a great point that, yeah, they claim they love Black men, but you know what they love Black men doing? Doing what KS does. That's what they love. They don't like a man telling you how to level up your own self. They don't want to hear that. I don't know if it's just a male trait. I feel like as women, you all tell me what you think. I feel like as women, we are more likely to always try to evolve and grow and be our best selves. I feel like we're always looking to evolve into our best selves. Well, we're feminine, right? The feminine flows. We can change states easily. But a lot of men are just like, oh, I don't know, Lord, bless him, Father.
So I had to go through a process of first saying, what could you have done differently? which led to that conflict. This is how I apply my studies and what I've learned to me. Now, in terms of how that relationship shakes out, am I going to be a masochist? Am I going to not fix what I can fix and then go back into a situation where this could potentially happen again? Of course not.
Now, Voodoo, I'm going to admit, I mentioned this earlier. I'm not really familiar with Sister George and C Rose like that. This is really my first time watching their content. I just clicked because I saw Zoe was on there. But you said Zoe told the breakdown, no questions about Corey Holcomb, but they didn't stop Red Pill being Mr. Fantastic from asking about Corey. Pick me women are awful. Yeah, I think they do kind of, I mean, their audience was very, like, they could have said, you know, y'all don't be rude or whatever. I mean, Zoe handled it well. And if I'll play some of his live stream today if y'all want to see that, because he basically said, fuck y'all, you know, to this audience, because they were idiots. And I know they can't control them. They cannot control them at all. But they were some jackasses.
Of course. But I have to take accountability and responsibility for what I have control of first.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So the personal responsibility aspect of it, and
you know, that was off mute.
My bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I wanted to just get this in real quick, and this is just about Zoe's answer to that. And so when you start to take your ego out of a lot of situations, because ego is really what causes us to be in conflict anyway. When you take your ego out of it and you still kind of come to a conclusion that there probably wasn't anything.
That's a good point, Black Women Sisterhood. You say that women are more introspective. They take blame and accountability. Studies show men are more likely to blame others for their actions. KS he is a prime example. And I want to dig deeper into that because KS represents a lot of men. A lot of men think like him. And just my experience, even with my own father, a lot of men need to be on a psychotherapist's couch. They really do. And they run from that. Like they run from themselves. They run from doing work. I mean, we really do need to explore this further because I'm about sick of it.
That you could have done better. When you've done the work, you've done the work. Right. What happens in that aspect when you take your ego out of it, but you still don't arrive to a conclusion that you could have done anything better in that situation?
I think for the most part, for me, it's all about me and what I can do. I don't look for change in another person. I don't look for them to adjust. I have to adjust.
Okay.
I don't put the onus on the person. I keep it on me. Okay. What am I doing and how can I change? And for me, change doesn't necessarily mean change your communication style. For me, change could also mean don't interact with this person anymore, or interact with this person with a different mindset than the one you had previous. Do you understand?
To a certain degree, because then it still kind of it kind of goes back to like the forgiveness, being forgiving, but having unconditional forgiveness. Right. And I think that's probably one of my biggest struggles with dealing with people, because when people wrong me, I can be forgiving, but I tend not to deal with them with the same.
The Black Women Sisterhood, you said Red Pill Men and Jessica X, and all of them, people really hate Black men because they coddle them and condone them, avoiding accountability. This will keep Black men at the bottom. Yeah, you have to be accountable for your life. And I'm not one with defeatist attitude. I could never be with a man that has a defeatist attitude, what they say, the white man got his foot on my neck. I don't want to hear no mess like that. That's why I can at least respect AMS, because he telling the men to get on his purpose. I'll give him that. You know, these men that just always want to blame everybody. It's disgusting. Voodoo Villain said, man, I swear, he said, Zoe is gorgeous and nice to women. Yeah, he is nice to women. And it's not that he's like being disingenuous. Like, in my opinion, I feel like Derek Jackson is disingenuous. Some of the stuff he says, like, dude, how are you even saying this with a straight face? But Zoe gives you stuff, tools that can help you be better. Like he said, we got to look at ourselves. Whenever you're dealing with somebody, you don't like how they're acting, you always have to go inward. That's even like at work. A lot of people find that to be, I guess they take offense to that, but no, because a lot of times when you change yourself, your environment change, people treat you differently, things change. When you change, it's so true. Like he said, even that mean they're not dealing with you anymore. Y'all go your ways. Things have changed. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to drag the sisters. I think it's awesome that they got Zoe Williams on their platform. That was so dope. But their audience was so rude to him, and he didn't deserve that.
Path that I dealt with them before, for lack of better words.
Right. And that's fine. That's 100% okay to do. I'm saying for me, in any conflict that I'm in pursuit of what I can learn to be better for it, to be better for having gone through it. That's what I'm in pursuit of 100% of the time.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying I don't really put the onus on, oh, well, if this person would have did this differently, then I could have responded differently. No, I love the authors of the book, Loyalty to Your Soul, Ron and Mary Holnick. What they said in that book was so profound to me. They said, it is not the issue that is your issue. It is how you respond to the issue that is your issue. And that's how I approach every conflict that I'm in. Does that mean,
I love it.
Does that mean everybody gets unconditional forgiveness? No. Does that mean I don't harbor some feelings where I feel like, man, I really want to go back at them? But for me, at this stage of my life, it's about avoiding every spiritual demotion that presents itself to me. Every time you lose control, every time you get angry, every time you seek revenge, that's a spiritual demotion. And at this stage of my life, I'm not trying to demote myself any further. That's why oftentimes you'll see me take the high road.
But Zoe, see that's what I get confused about as far as spirituality, because okay, they say that everybody's born with good and bad aspects to them, right? But part of spirituality is owning your bad aspects and understanding that your things that you inherently have in you sometimes is a defense mechanism.
No. If you listen to how you framed your question, your question implies that the other person changes. I'm not in the business of changing other people. I'm not in the business of saying, you grow up with me. Oftentimes, you take your hand off the wheel of your vehicle to look at your partner and their direction. Hey, are you keeping up with me? No. Keep your eyes on your road.
Okay.
It's not your responsibility to check in to see if they're remorseful, to see if they really meant their apology. It's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is solely focused.
Hi, AJ. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you. I was actually going to be really quick.
Okay.
I have to get going soon, but I was just calling in to say I like your broadcast. I like a lot of the videos you be posting.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. One thing I was going to say about this Zoe Williams situation, I kind of get confused with the Minisphere because I thought that they were on his side against the whole Corey situation. I thought a lot of them was saying that Corey did him wrong.
Mhm.
And so I'm kind of like, when did they start kind of trolling him?
Well, from what I saw when, Corey told him he's the weakest link and, they had that falling out, I think the next show Corey revealed, I don't know if you've seen this part, Corey revealed that Aries Spears sued him. He had to pay him
Right,
$20,000.
right.
And,
He had to pay for the lawyer.
yeah, and he said Zoe didn't help him, whatever. Now, Zoe and Corey were on someone's stream, I think one of the guys on 5150, and
Right.
Zoe explained why he didn't, basically he was advised not to by his lawyers, and he ended up giving him $10,000. So I was like, oh, that's good. I love seeing the brothers back together. But I noticed last Tuesday, Zoe wasn't there. So Zoe might be
Wow.
Corey, but
Okay.
he's a jerk. He's a jerk. He irritates my soul.
Who, Corey?
Yes, his abortion
Yeah,
joke,
he is terrible.
yeah.
But you know what? I think a lot of the Minisphere identify with him because a lot of them have those kind of weird personality traits to where, they're kind of sick in the head.
Hmm. Yep. So they resonate with Corey, but I think
Absolutely.
because I was talking to my friend, and once we found out he had to pay Aries Spears 20,000, I'm like, Dad, I feel like Aries Spears was lame to sue Corey because he was in the wrong, you know.
Yeah, he was kind of lame for that, but I think it was kind of like because he got beat up. So he
That's
was
what it was. Like Zoe, he's very introspective, but don't mess with him.
right, right. I'm shocked that Zohad did that. But you know what? One thing I was gonna say is this just proves my point how I say that they ain't about black men empowerment. They claim they are, but they really not for black men empowerment because if so, they would have been on Zoe's side
Right.
because he wasn't ever in the wrong, and then they come on there trolling him, but they always claim that everybody is against black men, but it's really them who are against black men.
Yeah, you made such a great point with that because I didn't even really think of that. I was like, why? Because I was like, why are they doing Zoe like this? Like I said, I don't watch the what's it called, the breakdown. This is my first time, so I'm like, why
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
this way?
I I watched one of their videos, but then I saw that they were kind of taking up for I don't know if maybe I saw it wrong, but I think they were kind of taking up for Kevin Samuels or something. So I had to unsubscribe. I had subscribed the same day and then unsubscribed.
You said F that.
Yeah, I had to really unsubscribe. But what I was going to say is that the last thing is that Jessica, she's always I feel like she's an agent or something because she is always like in some chaos. You know what I'm saying? Always stirring up something.
And when does she sleep? Like, when do you sleep, lady? How do you got a job? Is this or maybe she getting so many donations? I'm like,
Oh
you,
yeah, she don't got to sleep now. She getting them Penderin donations.
yeah,
She's getting them Penderin bucks. But I don't think those are her pictures. And so,
a
you
lot of us
know,
think those are her pictures. That's why I was so happy. I ran to YouTube and did a video when Shira had did that.
yeah, yeah.
Girl.
And that's why I don't think no woman who supposedly like the girl in the pictures, I don't think she would be online all day seeking validation from men, especially ugly men like Mr. Fantastic and the other guys that they be in the ministry. They all ain't really cute. And
Yeah,
so I'm just like, it's not adding up to me. And then if you know so much, Jessica, about men, then how come you ain't got no high value man? Where your high value man at?
I'm gonna tell you this about me now. To me, I feel like God made women beautiful. God did not make men beautiful. So for me, I don't really worry about how men look. 'Cause I don't think most of them like Mr. Fantastic, Ashy, not cute. And
Right.
Rebecca Pope made a good point. She said, when you see that man looking nice, a lot of times that woman in his life helped him look nice and smell good.
Absolutely, absolutely.
They were living in a box if it weren't for us.
Absolutely. And then Kevin Samuels, he got a new show going on that's driving everybody crazy. He's like, can men exist without women? And it's just a
Oh,
lot of dysfunction. And what I was gonna say about Jessica is those people, they really hate black men because black men are the lowest right now, like on the poll as far as status go.
Mhm.
And it's like if you love black men, you would spend all that time creating content for them to get better.
Right.
You wouldn't have them blaming everything on black women because all that's going to do is stop them from getting their selves together.
Mhm. Yep. It's easy for men to like I said, most men don't think like Zoe. Most are not trying to better themselves. Most always point the finger at someone else. It's the white man fault. I can't make no money.
Absolutely.
They have an excuse for everything.
Everything. And then it's like I guess all of them got raped or something because it's like, oh well, you had a baby by him. It's like, wow, okay.
And it's sad. They really tainting young men mindset. And I feel, I mean, I'm a millennial. We have it hard enough,
Right.
but these poor women in it's hard.
Absolutely. And I think the last thing I was going to say is that's what's wrong with the Kevin Samuels thing. A lot of these men look at him as a role model.
Mhm.
And I just feel so bad for them because we've already seen that he almost got exposed about the child support thing. I mean, to everyone else with sense, I'm pretty sure none of us was surprised by that
No.
because most people already knew something was seriously wrong with Kevin Samuels and that he's a stunner and a
Mhm.
liar.
Mhm.
But for his fans and his little cult members, you really can't tell them anything.
No. They're gonna stick by him no matter what. Like if it came out he was with
Absolutely.
Tyler Perry. I'm just making an example. Or whoever, they will not care because as long as he keeps doing what he does to sisters, they love him.
Absolutely. As long as you bash black women, that's all it takes. They don't care. You could be an ex-murderer, it doesn't matter. As
Mhm.
long as you hate black women, that's fine. You can hate black men, but as long as you hate black women, that's all they care about, girl. And
Right.
that's all I was gonna say.
Okay, well, thanks for hopping on. I definitely appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too. All right, let me see what y'all talking about in the chat here. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, VWTV. I really like your channel because you dig deep. I like to go deep. So I don't know why I don't know why it's not showing up, Queen, on my end. I can't see whatever emojis you used. Yeah, the issue with Ari Spears was resolved legally, but to me, what Corey said to Zoe, I know he probably forgive him, but you can't rock with somebody that think of you like that. And Corey is rude to his Darlene. Like Darlene must be bored because I could not take Corey's antics. Yep, they say all kind of foul and deviant stuff. Yep, and Corey Holcomb says a lot of foul stuff. Like, I know I have a friend that said he loved when he said the big girls ride dick with the t-shirt on. Like, okay. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. A lot of these brothers just have a defeatist mindset. And even when we think about average income, like dudes, go out here and get your paper. Cause sisters are surpassing men as far as money is concerned. And then they get mad. He said Jessica doesn't bother you. I don't watch her. That's how I deal with it. I tried to watch one of her streams. It was really boring to me, but she does come off very judgmental. That's the only way I know how to put it. Like she's better than other women. You know, I don't like that. Okay, so maybe I need to give her another try. Yeah, she's smart. I mean, they be donating to her. They love her. They eat up what she says. So VWTV says she's getting preachy. Okay. Yeah, I see her on a lot of channels I've been going on lately. Yeah, KS is not cool. And if that's true, he's not paying child support. How can they support that? Has Cynthia G been making content about KS? I don't watch Cynthia G either because I can't. She's a bit much. Kevin a flamboy. He is a tambourine shaker now. He definitely is. So I'll go back to play some of that video, and I want to play some of Zoe's live stream he did today, where he was basically telling them to fuck off. Them dudes that was trolling him today.
Focus on you. And that's where we get lost.
Yeah, but just real quick, Real quick, bro.
Well, yeah, what y'all think
So are we
about
talking
Cynthia
interpersonal
G?
from an
Ain't her
intimate
baby daddy Dusty, the Robert Perkins guy? Did anyone ever confirm that she had a baby with him? Cause she, I mean, that dude was pretty dusty, Robert Perkins. I'm sorry, but you got all them kids by different women. I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that at all.
standpoint, just friendships or just in general? So either
We're talking this concept can be applied across the board. Oftentimes, man, like I said, oftentimes we keep the beef alive because we're looking for remorse. We're looking for a genuine sense of sorry or apology. That's not your responsibility. It's not.
Yeah.
Just like it's not the responsibility to grow up your intimate partner. Oftentimes women try to grow up their men. It's not your responsibility to grow that man up. You think you can explain maturity to your man? Oftentimes women believe that. I'm gonna explain what a real man is. You think he's gonna accept that? It doesn't work that way. People have to come in direct experience, in direct contact with what they need to understand. And oftentimes our partner becomes a hindrance to that because they think they can lecture us into that understanding. And it just oftentimes doesn't work.
Oh man, okay. Well, he said a word with that. So Sinji talking about Kevin. Yeah, I don't watch her. Yeah, it's hard to be everywhere. You wouldn't get anything done. It's so much content, like YouTube has so much content. But Sinji is a lot. And if she is a mom, her baby will be so young. Like, how does she hide this baby? We never hear it cry or say mommy or listen, she needs to explain that. Okay, so I'm gonna play some of what he said today.
Did you know that the average adult has 5 to 20 pounds of toxic poop?
Okay, that was an ad. Let's see, it was toward the end, so let's see if I can find it.
The linen closet now. I don't even remember my mother's number. That's insane. What'd you say, Jeff?
I said, speak for yourselves, gentlemen.
I should have found it before y'all.
It is so sad.
I guess let me stop.
That
I should have found that before. That's kind of rude of me. But yeah, you cannot like build a man workshop. It don't work that way. You better be satisfied with that man when you get with him or you marry him. You can't build him. He will evolve on his own time. But seems like a lot of people get with men that they really are not happy with. I was talking about the checklist men, like, as women, we get a lot of pressure from our families to be married and have kids. And I feel like that's why women get with men that they settle, they're not really pleased with. I don't know human is perfect, but some women have a different man for like sexual needs, for money, like a different man for everything. So I don't have the energy for that. I just would rather have one partner I can be content with. And I notice a lot of these content creators are talking about polygyny, polygamy. How do you all feel about that? Because I noticed when I watched the AMS video, he showed his girlfriend from like the mouth down or whatever. And he said he is a polygamist and they was going to the club to find a woman to bring home. Like, wow, okay, is that polygamy? Having group sex? I guess that's polygamy now. So I'll see if I can. Well, I know it's toward the end of the show, so I'll play it. If I can find it. Don't give me a timestamp, but he was telling them dudes to fuck off from today. From yesterday. The Sister George show was yesterday. But yeah, you can't pour into men, because men are not gonna, even like, I don't know if you all have sons, but I don't. But I know this with my brother. When they get a certain age, their energy, it's kind of hard for moms to even control them at a certain age. So you think your man gonna listen to you? And I know women always get with men they're not satisfied with. Like one lady, she wanted her man, he worked at a call center, but she wanted him to go to medical school. I'm like, this dude in his 30s, he's not going to no damn medical school. If he wanted to be a doctor, he would have done that. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's say fair use. Fair use. We're just using this content to really explore what he's talking about. And even just to me, I was just so shocked that they were so rude to Zoe. Because you think if you bring Zoe on your show that your audience will resonate. That's like going to a Britney Spears concert and you don't like pop music. Like, why would you go? You don't like this. So why are you here? So, but Voodoo said they picked me. I don't know. I'll have to check out more of the content. I don't want to just say that. But did y'all see this video this girl did? I forget her name, Avery. I know she's friends with socialite Sandy, but she made a video supporting Kevin Samuels, saying Kevin Samuels is right. Now her husband, they're divorced. Her husband's named Tyron. Oh, I can't remember his last name, but he's a boxer or something. Okay, you can play the video and give your commentary. Just can't play this. Okay, got it. Got it. Thank you for that, Queen. So I'm gonna play some of this one he did today, but I know it was toward the end of the show. See if I can kind of pinpoint when he was.
Into the land's politics. Absolutely. Now, when you start spiritually growing up, you start doing weird shit like Buddha. Buddha says, you know, fuck my newborn baby. Fuck my wife. Fuck my kingdom. About to go to this tree right here. I'm gonna go, right.
Yeah, bear with me a moment. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I should have wrote down a timestamp. I knew I wanted to talk about him today. Dang. I think this is about it. Yeah, I see myself in here. So, okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Damn t-shirt up here.
What's the third? What's the third? That's not bullshit. Fuck y'all! Nigga, y'all, come on, nigga. Come on, give us some more free shit. I know I don't hit the like button. I know I don't support shit you do, nigga. But come on, nigga. Come on, nigga. Oh, motherfucking show with me and Grady. Nigga, that's funny. Took so long to get put up because we was having remember we was having technical difficulties.
But that's really the gist of that. He was kind of directing it at those trolling people yesterday in the breakdown chat. Yeah, so I guess that's enough about Zoe. Unless y'all, well, we talked a lot about Zoe, but it was good, right? It was an interesting live stream he did with the breakdown. I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't seen it all, it's a little left. We saw a lot of it here. Definitely go check it out. It was very insightful. And I think this is one of his channels. This is the Zoe What Show. He does the podcast here. So go check that out. And let's see, what else was I supposed to talk about today? Oh, yeah, I need to do my quarterly message to Kevin Samuels supporters. So if you're just joining, we reviewed the Breakdown podcast featuring Zoe Williams that was live streamed on yesterday. But I need to do this quarterly message to Kevin Samuels supporters because over the weekend they were really lighting my channel up, telling me how fat I am and asking me my dress size, where's my husband, things of that nature. So basically, if you're a Black woman and you speak about Kevin Samuels, you have no right unless apparently you wear a certain dress size and you're married. Which I want to do a video on this because y'all notice that these men never clown each other for being single, but they always clown women for being single as if being married to one of them just makes your life better, because we know the divorce rate is very high, right? It's very high. So if marriage is all that, why is the divorce rate so high? And why don't Black men clown each other for being single? That's what I want to talk about. So stop coming over here with that foolishness. If you disagree, that's fine. I don't mind that, but asking me my dress size doesn't change the fact that Kevin Samuels is abusive. His language is abusive. He's intentionally abusive. And he's just a trifling human being. I don't care. And people, it's all kind of demonic, evil people in the world that are financially successful. So who cares how much money he has? Who cares about his lighting? Who cares about the Red Bulls he's drinking? We don't care. So I'm trying to find the divorce rate. I know it's really high, but so I just want to know why men, if there are any men would like to give their perspective on why men don't get clowned for being single, because a lot of y'all, I have so much peace in my life. A lot of y'all men are not worth the trouble. I'm gonna keep it real. No cap. A lot of y'all not worth the trouble you bring and the stress you cause. I have married friends that look like hags. The men look younger because they so stressed out by their husband. So y'all can save that. If women are normally the ones that initiate divorce. If marriage is so great being married to y'all, why are women leaving y'all? Obviously, marriage is not that great being married to y'all, quote unquote, high value men. So, just want to give my quarterly message to those men, because they just, they are a lot. You cannot say anything negative about Kevin Samuels. Like, Kevin Samuels has his attack dogs. So if y'all want to get up here on the panel and chop it up, we definitely can. I don't mind, but I think it's whack. Kevin Samuels is a grown-ass man. He can defend himself. He don't need y'all to defend him. He really doesn't. He can do it himself. So I just really curious why men don't. Do y'all have any insight on why men don't clown each other for being single? But they always act like they're hurting us when they say that, that you can't be happy because you're single. When women are divorcing men in droves, if marriage is so great, please explain to me. Black Women Sisterhood, you said, I missed it. You asked O'Shea Duke Jackson, why was he still single since he claimed Black men have so many options? Girl, I'm processing what you just said. Because like I was mentioning, God made women beautiful. He didn't make men beautiful. So I'm going to check that out, Black Women Sisterhood. I want to see that. Because if these men have so many options, and one thing, he is very unattractive. And I accept it. Like, I'm not I think I'm more of a sapiosexual type of woman. Like, I like a man's intellect and his mind. Just don't look like Shrek. As long as you don't look like Shrek, we can possibly have something going on. But O'Shea is kind of like on the Shrek side of the game. And he has some nerve. It was so funny to see him getting trolled and triggered by Saint in the Center. I'm sure you saw that, Black Women Sisterhood. So I'm definitely going to check out your video. I want to see that. All these men, like even with Minister Jap calling Black women German shepherds, all these men are single. You notice that men that are happily married, like take Tony Gaskins, for example. He doesn't treat women like these men do. His spirit is totally different toward women. Even when he gives a message that's maybe checking women, it's done in a spirit of love or betterment. It's not done to tear a woman down. Even Now, I'm kind of side-eye Alan Roger Curry because y'all saw he made the video saying that Kevin is one of the most brilliant YouTubers, and I disagree. I think y'all could tell me what y'all think about that. O'Shea was saying black men are the second most desired man. I asked him for sources. He admitted he had no source. Yeah, where do they get that from? Man, I ain't about desiring them. And they asked why are all these men single? They have so many options. Even when other races of women get with black women, they still experience the stuff that we experience from them. I be seeing so many white single moms when they have kids with black men. So I don't know. He made that up. His ass definitely not desirable. I don't give a fuck how much money he has. You have that nasty attitude and look like that on top of it. Mm-mm. If you look like that, you should be very humble, dude. Well, he has some nerve. Never mind. I ain't gonna go there. Don't do that, MJ. Don't say that. Check myself. Do you mind if we watch your video, Black Woman Sisterhood? I can go to your channel. We can check out your video because I'm curious to see what he said. And then I'll be ending this short. I know we've been on here for a while. Y'all go check out Black Women Sisterhood's channel. Check out Virtuous Woman TV channel. They have some great content that they be putting out. But if it's okay with you, I'll stream it. Because I think a lot of black people, okay, sure, black people, especially men, these women fetishize them. But even with that, shit, like I read this book called Come As You Are. I was kind of thinking of doing a book club if y'all interested, but this book called Come As You Are, and it basically talks about women's sexuality, more so enjoying the act, enjoying your body. And so many women don't even get so they not even doing that. But we're gonna table that. Okay, great. I got your video right here. So let me share my screen and we're gonna watch Black Women Sisterhood video on Shay. I love to see him getting dragged. Alrighty.
If you look amongst dating preferences, black men are number 2.
He mentioned earlier that black men were like the second desired. I just want to know, like, if you can state those sources.
Yeah, so the first, when we're talking about desirability, I don't think there's any, so for me personally, she's right, I don't have any statistical sources. Hell, there's not even statistical sources that says, I believe that white men are the most desired guys.
Oh, what's just the honest truth?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Trisha, Black Women Sisterhood. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. So last night I was on the panel with The Honest Truth. Go check out his YouTube page. He always have great content. O'Shea Jackson was there. He was there lying as always. So, I had a few of my questions. I caught him in a lie. I just couldn't let it.
I want to pause for a moment. And The Honest Truth is actually a cutie. I think he's a young man, but he's actually attractive. And like you said here, no true high-value man agrees with Kevin Samuels. Also notice that the black men who are attractive usually, black men that, girl, I'm gonna let the video play. I'm sorry, y'all. Keep cutting on.
Pass.
Yes, I had 2 questions for you.
Okay.
I actually just wanted to ask.
Oh, your voice is cute, girl.
The first question I had was, can he state the sources? He mentioned earlier that black men were like the second desired. I just want to know, like, if you can state those sources in the chat somewhere. And then the last question I had was, if black men have so many options outside of black women, like you said, the black men that make over 6 figures, then I guess my question is, why aren't more of them married? And why isn't he married to himself? Not even trying to be funny, just curious. Why aren't those men married?
Why he got on that damn
Yeah, so the first, when we're talking about desirability, I don't think there's any, so for me personally, she's right, I don't have any statistical sources. Hell, there's not even statistical sources that says, I believe that white men are the most desired guys. There's no statistical source that says that. But I will say, because black men are more, my reason for that would be, because black men are more promoted in sports, television, and things like that, as being, taller, more muscular.
His mother.
That's my assumption on that. But I don't have any sources to prove that. The second question is now is if it's the question, we're not going to direct it towards me. Why am I not married? That's against me. Well, I'll deal with your question though. The question is why are black men that have a lot of money, why are they not married?
Correct. And you did say that you're a part of that percentage. So it was also geared towards you too.
So what I will do is leaving me out of that percentage, but I'll say this in general. Black men who are making six figures a year.
Y'all see the
I think it's obvious what can happen, which is called divorce, right? That's one of the things. You can lose all your things in divorce. Now, also, while a lot of guys are not married, for me, if I will put myself back into this, I graduated with biology in 2007, and then I worked in lower level corporate America until 2014. So to get into medical school, I was going to UC Berkeley, postbac from Sacramento. That took me a while. It took me 7 years, to get to that position, to give myself a chance to even come here. So in all of that time, if you get married and you have a wife and you get established, now, thank God, my talent, which I'm not bragging, I believe I have it, allowed me to make a lot of money while I was still in school, even though I've been a little bit longer than I would like to be. So for a lot of guys, it takes a lot more time to develop. You don't have maybe as much support. You're working while you're going to school. You're doing certain things. So by the time you decide that you want to, maybe you might get a wife, you might already be in your late 30s. And then, let's be honest, if you listen to some of the Black Manosphere content, if you're African-American guy, but a lot of guys may believe that, I need to wait a little bit longer till I get married, or is there any, what do I gain out of getting married? And for a lot of guys, financially, they don't gain anything out of being married. It's easier to get what you want from ladies by just not.
I will pause that for a moment. Okay. Now, let's explore what he said. Now, I can respect a man saying, you know what, let me get my finances in order before I become a husband and father. I can respect that. And we know a lot of people, that's why a lot of the level up ladies promote women getting with older men, because, a man's young. He's 9 times out of 10, he don't have money like that unless he's come from a family with money, athlete, something like that. So let me look at your comments for a moment. Let's see where we are. Okay. All right. Oh, Shady Line. I don't believe he's in medical school. I side-eye him. I really do. Queen, you be everywhere, Queen. We was together on Bree Talk. What's Bree's channel? Couture Bay. Country. Y'all excuse me. I'm a Southern Belle. That was a good live stream today. Bree did. O'Shea fired up a stream crying about Black women right after that stream. He's such a bitch. Like, if you stand on what you said, why are you deleting it? But stop. Don't do that. Just be nice. No, you sound fine. It is weird. Like, I Googled it one day because you know how you sound to yourself, but when you hear it, they said, like, just to paraphrase, our bone structures and things of that nature, it's different. So we're not hearing our true voice when we talk. He is a liar. He was like, he's in Congress filibustering. Like, dude, just answer the question already. Yep, you sound just great. You rock, girl. I love your channel. I don't want, listen, we deserve better. And why is he wearing this stupid hat? Yes, y'all, lemon Kit Kats are back in Target. It's Easter. Listen, if you haven't had lemon Kit Kats, treat yourself. They're the bomb. I got a bag right now. I forgot all about them. O'Shea's not a nice guy. And then stop, MJ. Don't do that, girl. Y'all, something else. Yeah, he said that. You saw he was on GMT, all these channels talking about he made all this money. Nigga, shut up. Yeah, if don't nobody want you, just say that. He is not in medical school. There is no way. How you have all this time to be online talking shit? You in medical school. He's really not. He was just he was just filibustering. He remind me of a politician. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Kotu Berry. She's so pretty. She reminds me of someone. I cannot put my finger on it, but I love her channel. He said he got 2 classes left to finish school. Man, the lie detector determined that's a lie. Yeah, you did. You had that dude stuttering and stammering, girl. Is he in Uganda? Man, see, I don't like how these men be taking advantage of these disadvantaged women. Yes, the lemon Kit Kats are the bomb. They're the bomb. Let's continue the video.
Dating or have a long-term partner. Financially, it doesn't make a decision.
Okay, if you guys are our counterparts and you say that there's no benefit to get married, then how do you expect us to get married?
What I said was,
That's a good
there are a lot
question.
of guys who feel like that. I didn't say I felt like that. I said a lot of guys feel like that. Not just, I know we're talking about black men, but a lot of guys, marriage is going down across the board in America. It's not just black men. A lot of guys are going down. Marriage is going down in America. For everybody.
But they're berated if they choose to have a child with a man like yourself who doesn't seek marriage, though. That's the other. It's once again back to the damned if you do, damned if you don't.
No. Let me talk about a man not seeking marriage. I'm not saying I'm a man that's not seeking marriage. What I am a man that's doing, because if you're a provider, you need to have several things intact, right? So to get married to a woman and not be able to give her the best of what she would be able to get would not be the right thing. I've just recently, in the last 1.5 or 2 years, been able to hit where I'm hitting now. So I was able to make $120,000 a year in medical school, but that was still developing the system, still developing the time management thing and stuff like that. So obviously, a lot of guys who are trying to be professionals, it's harder to climb to be a guy that can take care of everything. It's a hard road, a long road. So, and then they come out and they say, well, okay, now I'm ready to do this and do that. For a lot of guys, it's different reasons.
Just talking about
but a lot of guys are going to, typically they'll get married just later on.
He is so handsome.
Black Woman, His Sisterhood. I think those are great questions.
you.
That's something that we might pull up. No, thank you. Those are great questions. Something that I might make a whole nother stream on. It's listen, that's a great question right there.
And he's young too.
If you want.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Trish again with Black Women Sisterhood. Now, my only question to Mr. O'Shea is, which one is it? Y'all saw the video. It was full of walking contradictions, right? But that's how it be every time we talking to the minister. They always got a lie. They always twisting it around like they some politicians or something. And so it's pretty much just no winning with them. Y'all already saw that because I had to call them out. Like, how can we get married if y'all ain't even trying to marry nobody, right? But anyway, y'all, so that was my little spiel. Please tune in later because I got a good video coming next. It's your girl, Trish, Black Woman Sisterhood. Like, hit that share button and subscribe, okay? So have a good one. Chill.
That was an awesome video. That was awesome. That was awesome. You asked him some great questions and he couldn't do anything but stutter. Yeah. And that's a good question. Like, how are we going to get married if y'all not ready to get married? But they make fun of us for being single. And then they try to act like, oh, as I was saying earlier, they never clown each other for being single, but they always try to clown women for being single as if that hurts us. We have so much peace. I know I do have so much peace at night. I look young, even though I'm close to 40. I don't look it because I don't have no knick-knock stressing me out. I love that. I got that from Deborah Cooper. You were trolling O'Shea while Black Women was on. He's so highly triggered. He's very insecure. You can tell. When Saint in the Center got in his ass, he was on everyone's panel, but he was calling people struggle streamers. Like, every channel starts at 0. When you go to Google, you create your YouTube channel, you start with 0 subscribers, and it grows from there. Like, he act like he's arrogant, but he's really insecure. What a joke. He's silly. But that was a really good video. I know sometimes, I don't know if he's on the West Coast, the honest truth, but he comes on kind of late. MJ be tired sometimes. Yeah, especially in our community, if we talk about marrying a black man, a high value man, that's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Most of these dudes don't even make $80,000, let alone 6 figures. And the men I know, the brothers I know making 6 figures, they kind of sound like O'Shea. It's like these men think things have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make $300,000 to take care of a wife. I mean, that's great, but they just deflecting. They just want to be whores. And then when they get older, I was reading some blog, and this lady was a nurse that commented. She said, those old men be crying themselves to sleep at night. They don't have children and wives. Like, they don't understand the ramifications of their behavior. They really don't. He's very triggered. He's easily triggered too. It's very easy to get under O'Shea's skin. He makes Kevin Samuels videos every day, girl. He calls out other people. He claims that he pays Kevin Samuels. I don't care what he paid. And Kevin Samuels act like we can't use him for content. We're talking about trending topics or hot topics. We're going to talk about you, Kevin. Because I remember when you was on here doing streams with Alan Roger Curry, Reg the Bad Guy, AMS, all these YouTubers. Now that he's quote unquote Mr. Big Leagues, he don't really shout them out. But we can talk about you, dude. Whatever. Oh, wow, he did? I wonder why Sane Center did that. That's interesting. Maybe they made amends. We're going to keep talking about you. As long as you keep doing what you do, we're going to talk about you. I see. Yeah. Oh, y'all check out Voodoo Villain's channel. Listen, her videos be cracking me up on Kevin. Check her out. Yes. Do it. Why not? Why not? This guy told me I was fat today. Like, boy, if you saw me, you'd be all in my DMs. Whatever. They do use black women for content. Excuse me. And I feel like if sisters would stop watching Kevin, his channel would not be anything. It wouldn't be anything without us. And that they call and ask of his crusty, ashy ass opinion. Like, who cares? Yes, girl, they are so dusty. Very dusty. Yeah, that's a good question, Queen. I wonder if it was legal, because I think they mentioned they're going to get legal involved. At least O'Shea, O'Shea got his poor father involved in this whole fiasco. Excuse me. Yeah, KS, he's something else. Like, he just looks so ashy to me all the time. He has his face, like, he hardly ever smiles. He's a grumpy ass old man. Yes, her page be cracking me up. Oh, your place is cute. Yeah, they always calling us fat. Those are their comebacks. When you make a video about Kevin, you're a woman, they're going to ask your age, your dress size, are you married, do you have kids? Like, what does that have to do with anything that we're talking about right now? And as I was saying, being married to them is not like a prize. I have a friend and I love her dearly, but she looks so much older than her husband because this man be putting her through, okay? Cheating, just all kind of stuff. A lot of the responsibilities with her children fall on her. Like, you really got to think about the type of man you marrying, because, oh well. He said, I never watch him. For every 600 videos KS make, I only watch one. Yeah, me too. I mean, he's not really worth talking about like that. I mean, he's a one-trick pony pretty much. It works for him, don't get me wrong, but we know he just berates sisters to make money. And I'm going to make some videos about it because I feel like I know why women gravitate toward that negativity. Yeah, that was so sad. His daddy had to make a video. His daddy had showed his ID. Like, some identity thieves could be watching right now. And O'Shea daddy look better than him, if we're going to keep it real. Oh, you talking about O'Shea hairline? Who have a mugshot? Do O'Shea? I don't want to see it, child, if he do, because his mama, never mind. I'm going to be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm trying to be a better me. O'Shea daddy was fresh out surgery and could barely talk. Yeah, that was so sad that he got his father involved in his foolery. Like, O'Shea feelings were so hurt. He was calling people struggle streamers. He was on Grandmaster Troll channel, which I love Grandmaster Troll, like, because I have troll in me, so I resonate with him. I love his content. He makes me laugh. You have to protect your energy. These men want to be kept. They do. So many women are keeping men. So don't ever, ladies, I don't know y'all marital status, but if you're not married, don't feel bad, because especially our sisters are going through so much with these men. They're going through so much. Okay. A lot of them are married just to check it off their list. And that's why they're divorcing, in which Deborah Cooper does a lot of content on this. Marriage is not what they thought it would be. Like, the getting married, the marriage or the wedding itself is beautiful, but a lot of these women are married single moms. This is serious business, and too many women take it. I don't think they're making right moves, but whatever. Oh well. I think I saw that mugshot. He looked kind of like Herman Monster to me. Is that the one? He called his daddy. Yeah, O'Shea is a big child. Something wrong with GMT. GMT don't give a fuck. He could be trolling his asshole. He is epic with his trolling. The way he troll Angry Man, I live for it. It's so funny. Did y'all see the video he did? He's making fun of this guy that got shot by the cops, right? And he got paralyzed. So he was telling the dude in the video he needed to call Kevin Samuels for an image consult. He's so silly. Yes, Queen, a man would get married on Wednesday and have a date planned with another woman on Friday. But Black Woman Sisterhood video is everything. That needs to be shared, because these men not even ready to get married, right? But they trying to make fun of us for being single. Like, you have to have men in the marriage pool. So, oh well. Yeah, he's the epic troll. Troll of all trolls. He's a troll of all trolls. But yeah, K's mugshot is hideous. He think them little Tom Ford suits. I mean, I don't care. K&G, Steve Harvey collection, whatever the suit. You could tell he just have a nasty disposition, a nasty spirit. Because his face, he just looked grumpy all the time. Wearing that pink fur coat. I love that. When I found that on one of his videos he did for Minister Jab, he was wearing that pink fur coat. So, but yeah, these men, a lot of these men, they want you to pay half the bills. And I'll be trying to process that. Like, I feel conflicted. Like, what's the point of getting married to have a roommate? I don't know. And God working on me, I guess, because I just don't understand some of these situations these women find themselves in, you know. And I think, like, we were watching Zoe Williams earlier, just talking about your journey in life. Every journey is different. So it doesn't mean you should feel bad as a woman because you're not married by a certain age. And women need to stop feeling like they are a failure because of it. They mock us for not being married, but also telling men to not ever get married. It doesn't make any sense. And these men are projecting their pain. A lot of their audience be young men, and they're projecting their pain on these young men, and it's disturbing. Yes, girl, I don't submit to nobody pay half the bills. I'm gonna be dating. Like, that's crazy. I just don't understand that. I really don't. Oh, he took that down. Well, I'm glad I got this screenshots then. I'm glad I took it. Those screenshots of him in that pink. Have y'all saw my video of him with the pink fur? I did this lady, she makes content on Umar Johnson, and I love how she always finds these epic. I know she's stopping the video to make these epic thumbnails, so I took a page out of her book, but yeah. Yeah, what y'all call them, kitten heels? Yeah, I'm trying to understand that, Bree. I'm really trying to understand that. Like, what is that like? Or especially you still gotta come home and cook. You still gotta come home and take care of the children. Like, that's a roommate. I was discussing this with my friend and he was getting mad. But I'm like, that's a roommate. I don't under you could place an ad online for a roommate, literally. It really does. Like, I don't understand. We're not being I don't think we're being unreasonable ladies, are we? I don't think we are. Hold on. I could see that down in Atlanta. And I'm from Atlanta. That's my hometown. I don't live there anymore, but I lived there over 30 some years. And the city, the energy of the city is so dark. And my spirit just led me to move because there's so many fakes and phonies like Kevin Samuels types down there. So I can see, because to me, when I meet a man that's not from Georgia, that live in the Atlanta area, you kind of got to give him a side eye, because that's not it's not a lie when people say a lot of LGBT down there. It is a lot of them in the Atlanta area. It is a lot. And a lot of women be with down low men. They're not lying about that. It's unfortunate, but it's very true. He was arrested for theft. How are you, Mr.? Yeah, I didn't know he was arrested for theft. So, yeah, he did Sub-Zero 3639. He made a video about being scammed. Another brother did a video about being scammed. He was in Kevin Samuels' MIT program. Yeah, if he ran the room, man, he might be busting that thing wide open down there. I'm just gonna be honest, man. Even as a lady, I will keep my head down sometimes because it's on both ends. It's a lot of them down there. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand why they want to move there. But I hope I'm not offending anybody. That's not my intent. Okay, so you say your friends are married and husband paid the bills. Yeah, I don't understand. Why would you be married just to be us? And I want to also do a video on these women that are dying so young because these men are like energy vampires. Queen says KS whole apartment complex and where he gets haircut with docs. Where? Girl, gossip. Listen, you've seen 227. I love that show. They be gossip. Tell us. I could see him living in Clayton County somewhere in the hood. Hold on. You not want to gossip either? He live in Buckhead. Okay. Yeah, Buckhead is changing. Buckhead used to be very affluent. Well, it's affluent, but I would say like Lenox Mall. Lenox Mall was scary. Like there's if you all ever been in Lenox Mall, there's an annex full of luxury stores like Louis Vuitton. I don't think it's Neiman Marcus. Maybe it's Neiman Marcus. And other like Tesla, all these luxury stores, right? There's so much police presence on this part of the mall, but they still have shootings at that mall. While where I'm from, in the hood, you go to South DeKalb Mall, you ain't got to worry about getting shot at in the mall. You got to worry about getting shot at in this so-called affluent city. So y'all don't go to Lenox Mall. Don't go in there. I heard they got my sister told me they got a metal detector in the mall now. Atlanta is full of questionable behavior. It is a lot of DL men. Walter Hampton, yeah, he speaks on it. And my ex, he was always getting hit on in the gym. A lot of them men assume other men are gay because there's so many LGBT down there. Like he want to fight them dudes. So it's people not lying about that. It's so true. I look at men sideways. Yeah, when you want to move to Atlanta, I would look at them too. Or like I said, I'm from there. So honestly, I would only trust the men from Georgia. But even with that, you never know. And it's sad because it seems like Atlanta changed so much once the Olympics came, and it's not the same city, and it just breaks my heart. It really does. It's okay to share beers. It's not okay to stay sharing beers. Yeah, I guess with the ratio, I don't want to do 50-50 though. Like, I want me a black king. So I realized based on the numbers, he may not be making $300,000 like O'Shea, but I'm not paying him 50-50, okay? I want my cane. But you love black men so much, you're more doing men you scam. Yeah, Kevin is an epic scammer. Kevin in the hood. I could see him in Clayton County. But y'all say he's in Buckhead. That'd be some if he lived in Clayton County. Yes, Lennox trying to combat all the shootings that go on in there. And to me, I don't even like Lennox Mall. I rarely go there. It's good. If you want to people watch, like if y'all never been in Atlanta, want to visit, go to Lennox to people watch because you be seeing like the Derek J type. It's interesting to people watch. Yeah, and then too with like, you know, us Black women, a lot of us high value as far as finance is concerned. So these dudes be tripping. Kevin Hoodrich. I can't believe he wasn't paying child support. Did he explain himself for that? Yeah, when the Olympics came, we were so excited. I remember being a little girl, but it changed the whole vibe of the city. And like now it's so much crime in Atlanta. They be car surfing, stealing your car, stealing cars with babies inside. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Shoot, that Negro be scamming. Yeah, I like that ratio, 20-80. That's all right. That sounds good, 20-80. Yeah, he's going to try to take the high road and probably not address it. But we know the truth. We already knew he wasn't anything anyway. And I remember watching before his channel blew up. I don't know if Erica Williams still a moderator, but I kind of side-out her for being a moderator over there because, you know, she's fat and he be dragging fat chicks. I mean, she's doing her thing, but I don't know how she could stay over there with the mess he be talking about. Oh, yeah, we should preface that by allegedly. Yeah, his cult members, they don't care what Kevin does. He can do no wrong in their eyes. So, hey, let them keep scamming them. They're idiots. I think a lot of his viewers might be waving that LGBT flag because to me it's just so suspect. You just giving money to another dude. Like they be breaking Kevin off like $500. Like they be breaking him off because he's telling women you're gonna die alone. Like, hey, it's better than dying soon, stressed out for one of y'all ashy asses. Erica, yeah, she's so smart. She's beautiful. I hope she don't end up with one of them dusty dudes over there. She's very smart. She know her stuff in business. I admire her so for that. That's why I'm like, I don't know why she can still stay over there. Oh, she's still the moderator over there? Wow. Because he be dragging her, you know, the bigger girl. So you saw an ad. It was Erica Williams commercial. She really is too high value for him. And she makes it not off talking, dragging people, but off of her business. Uh-oh, you said those his zaddies? Yeah, those are his zaddies. I know at one point she was a moderator for him. Yeah, just keep scamming. Yeah, at one point she was. I'm hoping that she's not anymore because even then when I watch him from time to time, he was so nasty to women. Like this lady was literally crying. This had to be maybe 2019. This woman was crying. She lived in Baton Rouge. I never forget the call. She lived in Louisiana, and she didn't make much, but I don't think Baton Rouge is a big city. I never been there, and he was just dragging her for being so fat, and she was real short. She was over 200 pounds, and the lady was crying, and they were talking about tough love, but you don't speak to women in that way. He's intentionally cruel to women. Yeah, so she better be careful because listening to him she's gonna end up with a dude that take advantage of her. But she's smart, so I hope she's, you know, because I know I did a video. He said women need to give up their children to be with a high value man. Unlock your phone so the men can look in your phone and see all your social media. I think he advised women to get rid of their social media. Like, that's abuse. He is a narcissist. So spiritual whistleblower is right. He is a textbook narcissist. Okay. So if he knew the city was poor, I don't know why he was dragging her like that. And even a lot of the women that call into his show, they don't always seem to be the brightest star because, like the girl where he said average at best that long, you know where you live, sis. So what's the average income in your area? You probably like some of these women need to use their brain. And Kevin Samuels cannot just wave his perfume bottle, you know, that I'm so convinced he'd be buying that cologne and take it back the next day. So they don't be thinking. They act like, oh, if he waved his little Tom Ford Black Orchid or whatever he wear, that they're gonna get a husband by listening to him. It is ridiculous. Like, I'll tell you. Okay, so it's bigger than New Orleans. I love New Orleans. Oh, I love New Orleans. It's awesome. I hope so, child, because some of these women, they are asking to be slaves because they question like, you bitch, excuse me, I'm sorry, stop it. You live in a little ass city, you think you gonna, y'all don't even, y'all barely made $30,000. Okay, all right, some of these chicks don't think. I'm in the DC area, okay? Everybody here high value. All right, but the cost of living is high, so you got all that to consider and things of that nature. But they don't think about where they live. Lord. The porno guy, Ramil Amir, says, give away your kids to wow. Yeah. Kevin says to bust your WAP open before the third date, I believe. So basically, if you're out, isn't dating a courtship a time to get to know a man? So if you're just busting it open, what if you don't like him? You're just going to have, what they like to say, body count, like they're trying to drag Lori Harvey, like she gives a damn what these dusty men have to say. He advises women to get back with their abusive husbands. Wow. They better not listen to that. Yeah, you know he taking that cologne back to Sephora or they had to change the return policy because people like Kevin, he taking it back to Nordstrom or wherever. Yeah, they don't want to pay child support. They don't want to help you with the children. Do you know some men consider themselves babysitting when they taking care of their own kids? That's the strangest thing to me. So you said my question, what happens if a woman calls in and passes test? Will he have a guarantee? Has any woman passed Kevin's test though? I don't think I've seen one pass his test. Yeah, he said bust that thing open by the third day. If you're a mother or you're not a virgin, how dare you hold it off until marriage? Like, how dare you? Oh, you are? Oh, that's cool. So, you know, Bree can speak on it that like in this area, most people are doing very well for themselves. So a woman like average at best, or what I don't know, call it. I think her name Jessica. Like you live in this little town, you know, people have to consider the demographics and everything, and they don't always consider that. So Kevin Samuels is trying to ruin women's lives, basically, because it's not healthy just be sleeping with men just because you go out with them. I'll go out with a dude. I'm not sleeping with him. And then they try to drag Lori Harvey. They don't know if she slept with them dudes or not. So, yeah, so Kevin just really, and I'm side-eyeing men that like Kevin because he's so abusive. I'm going to post a link in case y'all want to get on, but he's so abusive. So if men agree with him, I'm quite concerned. Yeah, he told a woman to open up her WAP, unlock her phone. I think get rid of the social media. What else did he say? Give the kids to the father. Why do these men hate children so much? He sure do wish he was Lori Harvey. Lori is living a life, but allegedly he might be having some zaddies treating him like that. So hey, who knows? What's up, Couture Ray?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, awesome. Girl, you did an amazing live. I just have to say that first and foremost.
I appreciate that.
And you are so right. That's why I said what I said earlier today on my channel about the KS fans. Literally, I think you said it too. No matter what we say, these trolls are going to attack the video without thought. And that's because he deals with low vibrational people who don't have a say at their job, who don't have a say in their life. Like somebody's controlling their every second, and the only time they feel validated is when this black man tears down somebody who's out here wanting to believe the facade. I call it drinking the Kool-Aid of the black dream of a black family unit. But as you said in your many of books, the book you just said, a lot of women are out here, they're dating these men, they're not being satisfied. They're pretty much sex slaves, if we can be honest. And it's a shame because I've met so many women who would be like, they've never had any type of satisfaction. They have kids. And I'm sitting up here like, how do you have a kid? And you weren't satisfied in making the baby? Like, not even that? Nothing?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just like shocked. But my lesbian homegirls, they said that most hetero relationships only like 20%. And I said, dang, and I think it's a smaller percentage than that. I think it was like 11%. And I was like, wow, I'm in the 11%, but I feel bad because it's like, no wonder there's so many women turning to women because these men don't want to provide. They don't want to protect. They don't want to produce. They don't want to plan. They just want to take. And there's toxic women too, but those are just my little thoughts on that.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, most women are not getting orgasms from sex with men, and even just, female anatomy. It's like men, I just feel like I'm not a man, but why are they not interested in pleasing their women? I think women going to have to start speaking up for themselves and say, look, that's a damn shame you're a mother and you never had an orgasm. You're not here just to be a starfish. This is crazy.
I honestly don't know, but it's so many channels, it's so many men. You got the O'Sheas, you got the Kevins, you got the Dusties and the Dustettes just saying all this mess, and I'm like, but y'all can't even tell y'all following how to please a woman, let alone take care of a woman. It's always what they don't have, what they're not doing, and it's toxic. But thank you for inviting me on the show. I just have to say that to Peace. You're doing amazing. Shout out to all the women exposing the truth. We have to continue because there's so many women who feel like this man is the pinnacle. And I'm like, how can he be high value when he's renting rooms? And I'm not going to say allegedly on that. I saw the paperwork. He's out here renting rooms. So, but yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming up. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you to the chat.
Okay, thank you, Bree. So hold on, Black Women Sisterhood. We need to explore this. Your cousin, baby daddy, asked her for money for babysitting his own children. Lord. Why do men think they babysitting their children? No, ma'am, is right. Yeah, and I know a man too. He eats up. He loves to see what Kevin Samuel says, but he's also a narc. A lot of men are energy vampires, ladies. It's time for us to take our power back. A lot of women not getting O's. That's why in the workplace, it's a lot of women are such bitches. They're just miserable. And they go home. They treat it like slaves. It's time for us to take our power back. And that's why, if you're not familiar, check out Deborah Cooper. When I was younger, I used to thought Deborah was so mean, but as I've grown, I realized Deborah's niche is teaching women to recognize red flags, also to love yourself first. You should be the most important person in your life. You, even when you're a mother, even when you are a wife, you are the most important person in your life. And if you're not getting an O, I'm gonna do a book review on Come As You Are. We need to, every woman, this should be a part of women's rite of passage, because you better tell that man, closed mouths don't get fed. It's time to take our power back. It's time. It's time out for not being pleased in the bedroom, for just living for other people. And I have a friend, I can barely talk to her kids. Are always, mommy, mommy, mom. Have boundaries. Like, you can tell your kids, look, I'm on the phone. Give me a few minutes. Some women can barely use the restroom without kids bothering them. It's time out for that. I know, like, I have so much content I want to put out, but I lost my mom. She was really young, and so many women I know dying young because the energy in life is being zapped out of them. I don't think they understand what's going on. But we're gonna be the generation that changes that. That's right. We're not standing for that anymore. We're taking our power all the way back because these dudes got us messed up. Got us all the way messed up. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It'll be 18 years next month, actually. So, but hey, life has to go on. But, hold on 1 second. Welcome, Sister George.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. I had a quick question for you.
Sure.
You said that he had mentioned us in his podcast. Was that on YouTube or was it his actual podcast?
It was the YouTube, the Zoe. Let me look. From what I heard, it wasn't you per se. I think it was the guys in the chat. He was telling him to F off. He did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think what was it called? D-Bomb or something on the Zoe live stream.
Okay. I was just curious, and I hadn't I'm not caught up in your stream right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of caught some from the beginning or whatever. So I don't know what's going on or so to speak right now, but I just kind of caught up caught a little bit of it, and I was like, he mentioned us or mentioned the show or whatever. But I was just curious.
I'm gonna be honest, I caught probably the last 30 minutes of his live stream today, but he was mentioning from what I ascertained from, he mentioned guys, they were trolling heavy in your chat yesterday.
They really was really bad too, real bad.
And I was telling the ladies I wasn't really familiar with your content, but I love Zoe Williams, so I saw it and I clicked on it. And I was like, why are they trolling Zoe like this? So I don't know if what you all typically talk over there, because I know Zoe pretty introspective. He's a deep person,
Yeah, the book, The Relationship Dismount was really hit close to home for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of the stuff that I've studied before, I've gone through before, so I really felt like it really hit home. And with Concrete, she said that the book that she read, because he wrote 2 books that are released right now, and I think he's coming out with his 3rd book called The Shrouded Lighthouse. But Concrete read The Holographic Relationship, and I read The Relationship Dismount. And so she said that book resonated with her as well. So we talk about an assortment of things, but basically black love, relationships, and interpersonal stuff, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool.
But we do have some assholes in our chat, for real.
They was, wow, can Zoe see this? They was cutting up. As my grandma.
Yeah, you know what? And when we interview people, we try to give them a warning, because most people we try to bring to the space that aren't generally familiar with the manosphere or their rhetoric or whatever, but he's familiar with the manosphere. It was somebody through the manosphere who we got the interview through. So
cool.
Yeah, he was familiar, but it's still damn, y'all gotta still show out. Yeah.
So it was an awesome live stream. It dropped so many nuggets on there.
Yes, it was good. It was really good. Like I said, the books resonated with both of us. So I actually got a copy of the other one, The Holographic Relationship. So I'm probably gonna read that one too.
Okay, I need to read that one. I have The Relationship Dismount. I'm listening to it on Audible, and it's really good.
Yeah. Hey, Voodoo Villains. Thank you so much for your support.
Voodoo being back.
Still on you, baby.
Oh boy. So the Aquarius, he was embarrassed. Them men was cutting a fool over there. Wow.
Honey, they always, and it doesn't matter. If we come up with an interview or we interview somebody, they'll get up there to insult people. And so, like yesterday, I was like, y'all was talking all this mess in the chat. Come up and talk to this man because he doesn't strike me as the scary guy or the guy that's gonna run because you have a different logic from him or different whatever. He's not the type of guy to run. So I'm like, if y'all got something to say, just come up. And at first, nobody would come up. And I thought that was so funny. I'm like, wow, so y'all not gonna come up here, but y'all gonna talk all this mess in the chat. But whatever.
Right. They was talking that shit in that chat, Mr. Fantastic, and he was being messy with asking him that about Corey.
Yeah, because yeah. But I'm glad he answered it the way that he did, and we did get a chance to like even talk about forgiveness from that aspect. Like when you've been disrespected on such a level, like how do you handle those type of situations? So I thought that was I thought his answer to it was so classy, and it was just like you handle it, how he handled it. And
Yeah.
I thought that was real good. I thought that was real good.
Yeah. To me, learning from Joe, I feel like you get your power back when you stop blaming other people, when you
Yes.
get your power back. So I'm just so grateful for Zoe. I learned so much, and that's dope. Y'all got him on the podcast. That was awesome.
Girl, it was a big move for us. I was so excited and so nervous, but it was a good interview. Like I enjoyed him. I really enjoyed him.
You guys asked him some great questions, and he doesn't seem to take himself so seriously. So
No. Yeah, but I think he's just an on point type of dude, just real sharp, well read, and not disrespectful. He's peaceful. That's the word. Look, he's real peaceful. There's a calmness to him. I like that about him.
Yeah, he does have a calm spirit. It was funny. Somebody commented, make me holler. They said, "Y'all gonna make Zoe take that hat off and do an Aries Spears." But
baby, they're so rude. They so rude.
Yeah, Zoe, we all got that in us. We all human, just trying to level up and grow. So, Queen, you're jealous because you have real stars on your podcast. Yeah.
Well, it's not just about being in the manosphere or being within that algorithm. It's actually trying to have fun and just do different things and talk to different people and really trying to see it from everybody's perspective. I think a lot of us are more alike than we are different. Damn, it was a question I wanted to ask him, and it was about everybody having the same type of trauma. A lot of us, oh, actually, I did. A lot of us do deal with the same types of trauma, but I think the men in that space don't really acknowledge their trauma, nor do they acknowledge the shit that they call somebody else. And so I think that's where a lot of the disconnect comes in it.
Yeah. It seems like to me, most men are not interested in being more introspective and healing. Like it seems like men like to run from that hard work of healing and learning themselves.
Yes. I was literally talking to Concrete this morning, and I was telling her about my own personal like therapist or whatever, and I'd stopped going to therapy because I couldn't stop crying. Like every freaking session, I was just a ball of emotions, and I was just like, oh gosh, like this is too much. And now I feel like I should go back because I felt powerful after the fact, but going through it, it was just so emotional. Like, damn, I'm still like, I was like, it's too much.
Yeah, I feel the same about therapy. I took a step back because they able to uncover the wounds that you don't buried away. Sometimes we forget about stuff.
Yes, that's so true. So true. I was like, I just got tired of crying. Like every time I went, and I was going like once, twice a week sometimes, but every time, and I'm like, I just can't. I'm a type of person, I generally bury my emotions. Like I don't, they'll spill out as opposed to, me just dealing with them like I'm supposed to. but I kind of ball my stuff up. So when I was going and crying so much, I was like, oh hell no, I can't do this. Not know every time I come, I'm just crying. Like, oh girls.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you in the chat?
Yeah, I am. Hey, Queen of the South, and shout out to Black Woman Sisterhood. I would say, um, some people would consider me on the pick me side, and then some would like the manosphere. A lot of guys in the manosphere would consider me a feminist. So it just depends on which day of the week that you catch us.
Okay.
Our goal was we didn't want to be um pro sisterhood, but we didn't really want to be pro manosphere either. I wanted to be able to call out the bullshit on both sides
Okay.
and kind of have more of a balanced view of the world, so to speak. So I do think there are fucked up women in the world. Excuse my language, because you don't seem like you curse a lot like that. But I do think there are messed up women in the world, just like I think there are messed up men in the world. Um, and I wanted a space for women to be able to come through and be able to say their piece, just like a man could come through and say his piece.
Okay.
And so now it can be a bit toxic, but I do feel like we've had some real meaningful conversations over there. I think some of the conversations have been really, really like real telling, real revealing. So um it's accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. I'll say that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I'll say that.
All of your content because I did love the stream yesterday.
Say again, lady, I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I said I'm definitely going to check out your channel because I love the stream you all did yesterday with Zoe. It was so good.
I think we have a you know what? And I'm not saying it because it's me and concrete, but I actually like I like our channel. It's hard for me to go back and like watch stuff that I did. Like I can't go back and watch my live streams.
Oh,
But
really?
one day one just kind of popped up on me and I actually enjoyed it. I was like, okay, we're actually doing something over there. So I would recommend our live streams. I recommend it. I would.
And I know a lot of men do feel like we don't listen to them. So that's cool that you all give them a platform. Just so many of them just seem so
toxic and crazy as a box of freaking rocks. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. But like I said, I wanted women to be able to come over and have just as much say. Because I don't think that they get a chance to go into a lot of women's spaces and have those interactions with women because most women who have had any associations with them don't generally allow them in there. And so I'm like, okay, I can see where they're coming from in certain aspects, but I'm a woman who's been hurt by men. So I don't allow anybody to diminish the things that I've gone through with men either. So yeah, like I said, we wanted some balance and I just didn't want a big circle jerk of everybody just kind of co-signing everything that they say because I don't think they're right about everything, but I don't think the women are right about everything either. So I really do try to keep a balance.
Okay. Are you referencing the Angry Man, Queen of the South? Imagine she's an angry man.
Oh God.
Is that who
that Angry Man is I think he's under a lot of pressure and I'll keep it a buck. I think he goes through a lot because you have new content creators that have been here and are showing more promise and success than he is. I think when you've created something like the manosphere, and I'll give him his credit because he's one of the big three. I think he's had I think it becomes a lot of pressure when you have new content creators and they're getting farther than you and they seem to have more reach and influence over people like you may have once had. So personally, I don't think he's mad. I think I'm an easy target. And so with me being an easy target and I'm reactionary with him. I choose to be reactionary with him. So yeah, but I really don't think he's really mad. I think he actually gets mad for money. I think it's a paycheck. So I don't, I don't really buy into it.
I haven't seen his memes in so long. I know the troll is always doxing him, and I laugh at that.
Honey, um, he and I got into it a few days ago, not a few, like maybe about a week or so ago. And I actually found it more comical than I was upset. But like I said, it's a bunch of characters in the space. It's a bunch of characters. And I just I live a full life and I'm happy, and so yeah. I have to kind of disconnect with the space sometimes myself, but yeah, they full of mess, full of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Angry Man in so long. I used to hate watch Minister Jap and Angry Man and Tommy, so I stopped doing that for my own health. Like
too much of it can be really it can really affect you, especially if all you hear is negative things about women. And then so they talk about all these negative experiences, but then they've had positive experiences and they don't highlight enough of that. And so you have to kind of catch them up a little bit. And you don't never think, like, if you've had all these problems with women, you don't never think the problem was ever you.
It can never
and yeah, honey, full of mess. Full of mess.
What's up, Colin? Welcome.
Hey, babe. Well, MJ, I am gonna get back to my baby and sit by, but I just wanted to come through and just say what's up and see what he was talking about, because I didn't get a chance to see his live stream today.
Yeah, towards the end, I think he was shading the dudes in the chat. So
yeah, they deserved it. They deserved it. Yeah.
All right, but thank you for hopping on. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you as well.
Thanks. You have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Sister George, for coming up. I know I definitely got some more insight, because I know the way Voodoo was making it sound, girl. Voodoo goes in though. Voodoo and Snackery keeps me laughing for sure. All right, ladies and gents, I'm going to wrap this up because we've been on here for a while. But this was fun. So if you're just joining, definitely watch the replay. We kind of reviewed the breakdown, which you just saw Sister George. It was her podcast with Zoe Williams. I was really highlighting those low vibrational men over there. And we started talking about Kevin's. We just talked about all kind of stuff tonight. But that's how we do on these messy Mondays. So I definitely thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you, Queen. You're so sweet. And Wednesday, I'm going to be back. I love watching 600 Pound Life. It's like I like the show. It's intriguing and disgusting at the same time. So I like to review that. So I'll be back. And perhaps maybe Friday I'll come back and do a stream perhaps. But yeah, make sure you guys like the stream, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And I thank you all for watching and rocking with me tonight. Until the next stream later, you guys stay safe out there.